Have you ever gone through a time where you felt unmotivated and directionless? Like maybe you're just looking forward to the next fun thing on the calendar, but not feeling a real sense of purpose on the day-to-day? Then this video is for you. We're going to talk about what you should work on when you're conflicted between a number of different ways you could invest your time and talents. When I think about the times in my life when I had the most satisfaction and greatest sense of purpose, it was always when I had a really clear goal to work towards, such as graduating from college. It was a great privilege to be able to attend college at all, and I know that the costs are becoming increasingly prohibitive for younger generations. I was lucky that in my era, I was able to pay my tuition and housing by working part-time jobs. Upon finishing grad school, I was able to go straight into well-compensated work. And after a decade, I was able to take the next step in the American dream and buy this house. Spoiler alert, it doesn't look like that anymore. I don't think I've ever had a greater sense of purpose in life than when I was working to make this place as beautiful and comfortable as it could be. I had a clear goal, and the lengths I had to go to fund my renovations ended up changing the course of my career wildly. This experience of having such a clearly defined goal taught me that it's really all about the journey and not the destination. Maybe I'm having a midlife crisis, or maybe this is a process of traveling up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The theory there is that humans have to work first on their basic needs of being sheltered and fed and safe. And once you have that covered, you can spend time pondering the meaning of life and looking at clouds. Now that I have my basic needs met, I have the energy and time to really think about what I should be doing with my limited time on this earth. Now, why am I sharing this super personal and specific story about my struggle to gain stability and then a lack of direction and purpose once I found it? Because I think this experience may be relevant to a number of my contemporaries, particularly those finding themselves at middle age all at once. Maybe your struggle was raising children or getting a degree or writing a book, but you achieved that thing and likely found yourself wondering, what now? All of this preamble is to say, if you're in a place to be questioning your next move, join me for this existential crisis. We're going to do an exercise to zero in on your purpose and define new goals. Step 1 is determine your core values. Values are the beliefs and principles that you live by, even if you aren't consciously aware of them. Look at a list of values and circle 3 or 4 which dictate how you make your choices in life. When you go to the grocery store, how do you determine which item to buy? Is it the one with the prettiest label? Are you looking at cost? Are you obsessed with quality? Do you always purchase your friend's brand? These choices are reflections of your beliefs. Once you have 3 or 4 values, come up with an icon or symbol for each one. These symbols we create are going to be the currency that we use later. So let's set this aside for now. Now you're going to list out all the ideas you have of potential projects that you could embark on. Contenders for my time are developing a physical product such as cards or a book, creating a podcast or a radio show for my neighborhood, and developing more online learning materials and personal development content like this video. Step 3. Now you're going to give each idea from step 2 a score, which is based on the criteria you identified in step 1. What we're determining here is how aligned the contenders for your time are compared to your values. So it turns out that the thing that's most aligned with my values is actually creating learning materials like this video content. You can see that learning materials hits all of my values. It gets all 4 of my icons. Now that you have a ranked list of what projects are most aligned with your values, schedule time to take steps on your project daily. Block this time in your calendar and use an alarm to remind you. For me, I have an alarm that goes off each day at 3 p.m., which tells me to quit working for other people and advance my own work. If I had to deliberate each day about whether or not to work on my own personal projects, I might fall off the bandwagon easily. But when I automate the decision-making process, there's no thinking to it. It's been decided. I just have to follow directions. I hope this exercise was useful for you. I look forward to hearing how it goes.